Shalom, Yashala, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High Yahweh. I do so in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Yasharallah. Kol Holoyim La, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Harakah Kodash. We're blessing our elders with the spirit of truth so that we may know. Shout out to the Akim and the Akwath that's keeping the faith and the work. Shall keep at it. It's your brother Abaya coming at you with more precepts. Just the book of Psalms, chapter 137 and verse 7, it says, Remember, O Yahweh, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, race it, even to the foundation thereof. Right? The children of Edom are descendants of Esau, the individual who swore death upon the children or descendants of Jacob, who got his name changed to Israel, who had 12 sons. And those 12 sons produced, families and became a nation, the nation of Israel, which is your so-called blacks and so-called Hispanics, and so-called Native Americans, and all our brethren around the world, all the so-called Negro descent. Right? Our arch enemy, Esau, Edom. Right? The wicked, according to the scriptures. According to the book of Malachi, chapter 1 and verse 4, the wicked, right? Job 9:24 says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, right? Who runs the world? Right? A lot of unlearned individuals believe that Esau, Edom is the Arabians based off of locations that's spoken of in the scriptures. But that's asinine as hell, right? Because think about this, man. What person or group of people on the earth right now are in their original land? What group? The Egyptians in Egypt, they're not the original Egyptians. They got conquered and moved out, right? The ancient Egyptians are modern day Ethiopians. Right? Certain groups in Africa are not where they're supposed to be. That's where the Samoans come from. Right? And certain so-called Indians in America come from Ham. You have to go by prophecy, man. Scripture says, right? Basically, the word lets us know who we are. So if the word lets us know who we are, it also lets us know who all the surrounding nations are based off of prophecy. But anyway, this devil, man, this devil then went before Ham. And matter of fact, look, this is the article I'm finna read. It's in the Daily Mail. And the title of this article is My Nation's Original Sin. The nation they're speaking of is the daughter of Babylon, is America. Right? It says, My nation's original sin. Biden apologizes to delegation of African leaders for the unimaginable cruelty of slavery and offers them $55 billion as Rwandan president mocks U.S. in front of laughing crowd. Yes, you read that correctly. This devil has bypassed the individual. I told y'all you wasn't going to get no reparations from this man. I spoke that. And the reason why you're not going to get reparations from this man, and this man not talking about, Sleepy Creepy Joe, talking about the man, right? You're not going to get reparations from this dude, man. Right? Because you have no power. You have no authority to demand a damn thing from these people. You still in servitude, man. You still got to ask these folk for permission to go to and fro. They not going to give you them reparations, man. Right? The reason why they giving it to these individuals, right? First and foremost, They not us. Secondly, they got power, right? They got power to trade with different nations. That's why he went over there talking about the atrocities of slavery. And that's why he went over there talking about he apologized. Right? Because, first and foremost, this man understand they don't give a damn about the apology. Not for real. It's all business, man. All right? Matter of fact, let me go to the book of Joel. Chapter 3. And verse 3 says, "And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine, that they might drink. Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coast of Palestine? Will ye render me a recompense? And if ye recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head?" All right. It says, "Because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians, that ye might remove them far from their border." All right? Them folk don't care nothing about no apology. All right? They had the biggest hand in selling us to these folk so that we can get into this last hellish and horrific captivity where we would totally lose ourselves. These the folk that gave us into the hand of our mortal enemy, man. Right? The descendants of the individuals who swore death on our forefather and his descendants, which is us. All right. Let me get into this article, though. It says Joe Biden on Wednesday hosted most of Africa's leaders in Washington for the first time since 2014, reviving the summit begun by Barack Obama. Biden said his country and Africa were united, right, by America's original sin and the stolen men and women and children brought to our shores in chains. Right? That's all you're going to get from these folk is, "I'm sorry." That's it. You're not going to get no free medical. You're not going to get no free vision, no free dental. You're not going to get no free education. You're not going to get a monthly stipend. Right? You're not going to get jack from these folk because they got you exactly where they want you to be, in servitude. Right? It says, rattled by China's massive investment in Africa. That's what it's all about. If China wasn't in Africa, if Russia wasn't in Africa, Biden, when it took his ass over there and said none of this and offered none of that, this ain't had nothing to do with no slavery, man. This business. Right? It says, rattled by China's massive investment in Africa, Biden on Wednesday announced $55 billion to be spent on health, climate change, and trade. All right. It says Paul Kagame, Rwanda's president, was asked before Biden's speech whether anything has come from the 2014 summit and said they had achieved little. Joe Biden on Wednesday apologized for the unimaginable cruelty of slavery, which he referred to as America's original sin, and pledged $55 billion in investment to the continent. Said speaking during a gathering of almost all African leaders in Washington, D.C. I just read that, right? Biden expressed regret for the past, but instead the United States is all in on Africa's future. Right? All in on Africa's future. But the folk that you just mentioned in the apology, you don't give a damn about. Scripture tell you never trust thine enemy, man. You can hit the ignorant with that nonsense, but people who know better, man, we see all through that little petty game, man. right? And even that's prophetic in itself. Isaiah 47:1, 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. This wickedness has been revealed, man, and you can't hide it, man. Right? It says, let me see. During a White House dinner honoring African leaders and their spouses, Biden addressed what he called America's original sin, the enslavement of millions of people, and honored their descendants. And honored who are their descendants? And how did this man honor? All right, it says, and the broader African diaspora, which basically means the dispersed, right, community in the United States. Our people lie at the heart of the deep and profound connection that forever binds Africa and the United States together, he said. We remember the stolen men and women and children were brought to our shores in chains, subjected to unimaginable cruelty. Let's see. Says singer Gladys Knight later serenaded Biden and the visiting leaders with a performance in the White House State Dining Room. The White House announced that $55 billion was being directed to Africa in the areas of health, climate change, trade, and women's initiatives. But the money was met with scorn by some. I know it was. Right? You literally got people on your front lawn that's protesting for reparations. And what do? Take your ass to the Africans. It's laughable, man. Like real talk, man. This devil something else, man. All right, but the funny part is, the majority of the Most High people really do believe in this devil system, and really do believe that their voice matter, and really do believe that somehow they can get a good one in office that'll hear their voice and make changes, make changes for the community that they own, and basically use and abuse for entertainment and wealth purposes. Man, you sound funny and foolish. Right? Straight like that. And then these the same individuals who when it come time for Revelation 13, they lining up for it. They gonna line up for it, man. Cause they really do believe in the beast and the devil's lies. We're all equal. You know, pull yourself up by your bootstraps and the American dream, and you can be whatever it is you want to be. And I mean, your situation doesn't have anything to do with your outcome. Man, you crazy as hell. Everybody ain't got two parents in their household, right? And even if they do, everybody don't have two parents with a righteous mindset. Everybody don't stay in upstanding neighborhoods and have access to higher education. You have some individuals that have the brains, but they ain't got the funds and the means. Right? All of this world and everything that has to do with it has everything to do with the outcome of a person, man. Now, I'm not saying that to say whatever situation you in, you should just give up on trying to be better because of whatever it is you're going through. No. But I am saying acknowledge what it is. Right? Because it is what it is. So-called black, so-called Hispanic, so-called Native Americans, man, all the so-called Negro descent, man, we going through hell and been going through hell since we've been in this place. The devil has made sure of it. Hell is you talking about, man? Anyway, as far as them reparations go, this is the book of Romans. Yeah, I haven't read enough of this article because it's basically repeating itself in the nonsense. Romans chapter 12 verse 19 says, "Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath. For it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith Yahweh." And we see it. We see it happening. Right? Even the fact that the devil had to go to Africa and pledge this amount of money and got met with scorn behind it. They laughed at that man. They ain't take it serious. That shows you that the Most High fighting on our behalf now, man. The daughter of Babylon ain't got that stronghold over the world that it used to have. And it's getting weaker and weaker and weaker as time goes by. The more of us that wake up, this devil gets weaker and weaker and weaker and is losing more and more and more of his grip on society as a whole. Right? Because it's time. Right? Vengeance is mine. I will repay, saith Yahweh, man. Them reparations I want. I don't care nothing about no dollar. I don't care nothing about none of that for real, for real. Now, I ain't saying if they cut a check, I'm not turning it down. Bet that I'm gonna take it, right? As you should, right? But that's not repairing the damn thing, right? 9 times out of 10, if they cut checks to so-called blacks and the daughter of Babylon, man, they ain't gonna do nothing but flip that thing right back into the same society that's putting foot against their neck and build them right back strong how they used to be, man. Real talk. Putting it back on rims and Mercedes and BMWs and clothes and, just whatever. You know what I mean? Weed gonna be through the roof. Right? Marijuana sales out of the atmosphere. Just all kind of nonsense and niggotry, man. All right. This is the book of Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy chapter 32. And verse 35, it says, "To me belongeth vengeance and recompense. Their foot shall slide in due time, for the day of their calamity is at hand, and the things that shall come upon them make haste." Right? In due time. And like I said, man, according to the prophecies in the Bible, and according to what's going on this earth, that time is real soon. All right? Go to the book of Obadiah. One of my favorite books. Verse 10 says, "And for thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. In the day that thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that the strangers carried away captive his forces, and foreigners entered into his gates and cast lots upon Jerusalem, even thou wast as one of them." Because real talk, Esau and Jacob are brothers. I'm talking about same daddy, same mama brothers. But Esau just got a wicked ass spirit. Esau's spirit so wicked, the Most High gave that man the birthright. This nigga so wicked, he sold it. This nigga sold it for something to eat, man. That's how much faith that nigga had in the Most High, creator of all things, man. Right? During the time where the Most High was showing himself, speaking to prophets, like literally speaking to prophets. Right? Violent, evil. He don't care nothing about no brotherly love. That ain't got nothing to do with us. It got everything to kind of sort of do with him and his own. But even on him and his own, he cutthroat with his own people. Now, that's a whole nother story to get into, but it's a whole lot of major events that happened in this earth in recent history that devil had his hand in and blamed it on other people, but it was really the devil that did it and killed so many of his own folk. Right? For simplicity. Oil. Right? Control of a region. Okay. So it says in the book of Obadiah, let me see, verse 12, it says, "But thou shouldest not have looked on the day of thy brother in the day that he became a stranger, neither shouldest thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction, neither shouldest thou have spoken proudly in the day of distress. Thou shouldest not have entered into the gate of my people in the day of their calamity. Yea, thou shouldest not have looked on their affliction in the day of their calamity, nor have laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity." All right? It says, "Neither shouldest thou have stood in the crossway to cut off those of his that did escape. Neither shouldest thou have delivered up those of his that did remain in the day of distress." All right? Now, this is speaking about a specific time, but it is also extremely relevant for today. This devil will not let up. He will not take his foot off the gas, man. The devil will not take his foot off our throat. Yeah, how about Shimmy Hawashai gonna have to move this man out the way? We didn't try ourselves. We've tried. In all forms, we've tried and failed. It's gonna have to take divine intervention, man. Because if the devil continues to just grow and grow and grow, we won't be no more. And when I say we won't be anymore, yes, we'll exist, but the mind of us will be completely eradicated, man. Look at the world today. Who are they attacking mentally? The youth. How are they attacking the youth? Through their mind, through the music that they listen to, through the different celebrities that they follow that tell you it's okay to do this, that, and the third, and it really ain't okay. They real life, you can't see that, man. You blind as hell. So like I said, man, it's going to take divine intervention. So it says, verse 15, "For the day of Yahweh is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head." Them real reparations right there. That's real reparations. You can't put a dollar amount on however many hundreds of years of slavery. I'm talking about beyond physical. I'm talking about going into mental. I'm talking about going into spiritual slavery. They created a whole new spiritual system for us to follow, to keep us in idolatry, to keep us away from our power, man. They created a whole new mindset to divide the Most High's people and to make sure that they continue to be divided. I'm talking about physically destroyed, man, from the food that we eat, the air that we breathe, the water that we drink, to the extent of physical labor that we have to put in their jobs. A lot of our people, man, I'm talking about 60, 70 years old, still having to go to work. Bodies through. You know how many of the Most High people will literally have to work until they die? And you talking about get over that? You talking about pull yourself up from the bootstraps? You talking about that was so long ago? Man, stop, man. They got to pay for that. They have to pay. I'm talking about real reparations. I ain't talking about no check, man. Damn that check. I'm talking about real life reparations. The reparation that's spoken of in this Bible, man. Let me go to the book of Ezekiel. Ezekiel chapter 35 and verse 5. And they call this hate. Nah, this ain't hate. This the truth. This the truth. You know what I'm saying? I'm speaking of what I live, what all of us live. For real, for real. They ain't living like us. That's why they look at it strange when we complain. Because they don't see the real us. They see the job us. They don't see that real us that goes speaking how we really feel. But that's the difference between us. When I say us, I'm talking about the men of the Lord, the elect. Yahweh Shema Shai Rock, I'm a part of that. When it come to really speaking your mind, when it's time to really speak your mind, that truth gonna get spoken, man. It ain't gonna go nowhere else but the truth. Right? It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 35, and verse 5. It says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. This devil will not let up, man. This devil will not let up. That's why it's laughable to hear these folks talking about, man, you got to go out there and vote. If you don't vote, then you don't have nothing to say about, man, vote. What? Yeah, it's been voting since you've been able to vote. And they ain't did nothing but switch up things to make sure that you stay oppressed in just a different way. And it's going to always be that way. Because that's the dynamic of it all. That's the whole thing people cannot realize and wrap their head around. It's going to always, as long as this world exists, this world, Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Right? 2nd Ezra 6 and 9. Right? Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. As long as this world exists, there will always be good and evil. There will always be evil and good. And they will always butt heads. Period. You can live in La La Land and Fantasy Land and movies and all that all you want, but at the end of the day, that's the reality of this world. Politicians gonna always be crooked. That's just how it is. The banks gonna always be crooked. That's just how it is. Well, how are the banks crooked? I don't understand. Okay, you trying to get along and your counterpart trying to get along is not the same experience. Right? It will always be that dynamic as long as this place exists. That's why we want it to leave, man. We want to be a nation again, man. And they not allowing it. They will not allow it. How many times these people got to show you? They will not allow us to ever be a nation again as long as they are in power. That's Psalms 83, man. I'm talking about a real nation. They want us to forget us being a nation and just migrate into theirs. And, we are the world as long as we don't say nothing. And as long as we stay in servitude and be happy about it. Crazy as hell. Look, this is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 35. And see where I left off. Verse 6. It says, therefore, as I live, saith Yahweh power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passeth out, and him that returneth. And I will fill his mountains with his slain men in thy hills, and in thy valleys, and in all thy rivers shall they fall that are slain with the sword. I will make thee perpetual desolations, and thy cities shall not return. And ye shall know that I am Yahweh. This place gotta go, man. That's the only way. And Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is the only way that we're gonna be that this place will leave. It's that period, point blank. All right? It's the only way. Go to the book of Jeremiah. Jeremiah chapter 49. I'll close out with this. And verse 16. It says, thy terribleness hath deceived thee, and the pride of thine heart, O thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, right, that holdest the height of the hill, right, though thou shouldest make thy nest as high as the eagle. Look, What you see on that podium in front of this man that's speaking, that gold thing. All right. Okay. It says, though thou shouldest make thy nest as high as the eagle, I will bring thee down from thence, saith Yahweh. Also Edom shall be a desolation. Every one that goeth by it shall be astonished, and shall hiss at all the plagues thereof. As in the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah, and the neighbor cities thereof, saith Yahweh, no man shall abide there, neither shall a son of man dwell in it. This place going to be totally eradicated. This place going to become a desert, man. Straight like that. Real reparations. Right? Like I said, 2 Ezra 6:9, like Scripture says. In 2 Ezra chapter 6, verse 9. Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So with that, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah, these precepts in this video are edifying. Kol Holoyim La Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Harakak Wadash Shalom Yashalom.